Now let's see the operations that we can define on a symbol table. So actually the operations depend on what is the language that you are working on, right? If your language happens to be structured, then the operations are going to be different, and if your language is going to be non-structured, then your operations are going to be different. See this? Depending on whether the language is block structured or non-block structured, the operations or the type of operations that you use will change, right? So what I mean by block structured and non-block structured is, if you look at block structured, you are going to have the entire program written in one single block. Okay, now here if you declare any variable, I'm just taking a random example. Let us say you have declared int I, right? Let us assume that there is a programming language which is non-block structured, which means there are no blocks in this. Now if you write int I, it means that this particular variable I is visible throughout the program and the scope is not going to change. Okay, so for every variable there will be exactly one declaration. Okay, you will not be able to declare it many times. Now if you have a block structured programming language like C, then in the same program you can have two blocks. Let us say you are having two blocks like this. Now in this block you can declare I once, okay, and in this block you can declare I again, right? Now when you are present in this block, the scope of this particular I will be only from here to here. Once you exit this block, then this variable is no way seen. Now if you see this, the scope of this I is from here to here, and once you exit it, this will not be seen, right? So depending on what type of language you are talking about, the operations are also going to change. Now in case of non-block structured, it contains only one instance of the variable declaration and its scope is throughout the program. So what we are trying to say here is, here we are going to declare every variable exactly once, right, and its scope is going to be throughout the program. So we are going to see this throughout the program. We are not going to declare it again and again. Therefore once you insert an entry for I, you need not change it at all. That is the meaning of it. So that is why for non-block structured languages, the operations are insert an entry, and once you insert it, you just look up whenever it is needed. You just look at the entry whenever the information is required. In case of block structured, what happens is, since you are going to have various blocks and you are going to declare the same variable again and again in every block, now depending on which block you are in, you have to use different information about that variable. Therefore whenever you enter a block, you create an entry for that variable, and whenever you exit the block, you just delete it. Therefore we are going to insert as well as look up. Whenever we want, we are going to search for it, and set and reset. Set and reset means we need to clear that entry completely, and set means we need to start a new one, right? See this, here the variables may be redeclared and its scope is within that block. Therefore the operations are, we might try to insert and we might try to look up, and once you enter a new block, we might have to set the scope to a different value, and once you come out of the block, we might have to reset it, which means you might have to change the scope, right? So therefore depending on the language, we might have to use these operations. So depending on the type of language, the operations are going to change. Okay, fine.